Hey, it's me. Welcome to my playthrough of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So just go to New Game, and let the game load. Now, you have really three classes to choose from. And the females, we're not going to be looking at those because those just, ew. Just kidding. Not really. But, so I'm going to choose, there's a scoundrel. There's a small description below that really gives it all. Uses intelligence and stealth. It's not a fighter. A scout system is balanced between the two of the soldier and the scoundrel, which will cover the soldier in a minute. Personally, I think I'm gonna go with the scout because it's typically the strongest class end game. And it's just more versatile. The soldier, basically, their go-to thing is to have pure combat. Nothing else, just combat. And so it really helps eventually in the end if you want to be. Actually, that might be a spoiler, I won't go over that, but this is a strong type. First time I played the game, I was a scoundrel though, so I had really fun with scoundrel. It's just, okay, now let's pick the one who looks cool. I almost always go with this guy, just because he feels like he can be dark side, which is what I'm going to go with. Okay, now here are some of the basic attributes of a character. Strength is how strong you hit. Dexterity is your defense and your blasters. I'm not going to be using blasters much because my character is going to be more melee focused, so not much point in this. But 2 points for the defense, really, just so I can dodge a few things. Constitution is the amount of health you have, so to have a tanky character is good. Intelligence, it basically helps like slicing into a computer, etc. So just get it so it's neutral. Well, of course, want to put max points there, so that's 16. Wisdom is the power of your force powers, and charisma is persuasion. But also, it eventually helps so your force powers will become stronger. There we go, 13. So 16, 10, 14, 10, 13, 13. This will be an early game dominance with melee weapons. I can battle it out with these three. And eventually, I can use these two to do it. And actually, I'm not going to use any intelligence. I will. Personally, when I first played the game as a scoundrel, intelligence is key because you really need to use stealth and cunning to get through enemies. You can't really fight it out. However, with this build as a scout, you can rely on both your cunning and such, but you don't need intelligence as much of that, you just need to think it through. And so strength will get you through the early game, and then eventually when you obtain force powers, as it kind of gives you a spoiler saying that you can use force powers eventually. So by end game, I'll have strength of these and left these mainly alone. So it maximizes my potential. Remaining points 8. Oh wait, I want to check something real quick. Can't wait, hold on. Cancel back. This is screw around. I've always wondered if this is how the game works. Skills, okay. Oh, god damn it. Ah! 2 seconds. I'm sorry, I apologize. It's just bad time. I should have done this in my test video. But I just feel like, yes, there we go. See how. Also, when you use intelligence, you increase the amount of points you can use here. That's an option. So that's why scoundrels are really good. Back on 16, 10, 14. Something's wrong here. Oh, there we go. Okay, in this game, I usually I try to persuade people. Persuasion for me is really fun. It helps you get through a lot of situations and treat injury. Usually, typically with security. Let's try to okay. Security, treat injury, and persuade are the main things you're gonna need. Computer use. It basically allows you to use things like slicing the computer. However, if you buy computer spikes, you can just make this obsolete. So by killing a lot of people, you can obtain lots amount of money. So the only two things I use money for are computer spikes and med packs, which is a health. So, Persuade, you can get out of sticky situations. Sticky. Whatever. And then you can just talk your way out of things. Security, you can open containers and doors. Eventually you will not need this because you'll be able to open the door by smashing it open. Treat injury, you'll make it so you're healing, so when you use a med pack you heal for more. This is going to be used much later in the game. Everything, demolitions, you have a teammate, stealth, that's hiding from people, you're not going to need this as much. The build I went with, the strength build, you don't necessarily need to hide from people. Awareness, like other people have said in their playthroughs, only one person actually, but he says that awareness is needed for the second game. I agree with this. Stealth characters in this game are very rare. Repair, who gives a shit about droids? Feats. Okay, so as I said, you get all these basic things that come with the scout class. Armor, you do not need that because as you progress and gain force powers, heavy armors like that, they will restrict your force power usage, and since I'm going with a build that will make my force power strong, I want to be able to use them. This is typically of class of a soldier, because then you will not rely on force powers as much. Eventually I want to use a double-bladed weapon to maximize my damage potential, but as of now I'm not going to, so I'm not going to get this 2-weapon fighting. Instead, I'm going to get melee weapon proficiency, because as I said, I'm going to have a melee-based character. Now I could go with toughness, because that makes me tankier, and so it's just all around helpful. Conditioning, it makes you dodge slightly better. You're not going to need that. Gearhead for my build. Empathy, persuade, awareness, treat injury. Just bonus to that. This not going to need as much either because it's demolition to stealth. I don't want that. So eventually I'm going to have a maxed out 2-weapon fighting, empathy, conditioning, toughness, but right now I'm going to go with melee proficiency because that's something I can use the entire game. My name here, I think of one. Kudai. Should I go with Crazy Asian Fool? I want to go with Crazy Asian Fool. Just alright, that kind of takes away from the cinematic experience. I want to go with Kudai. In Japanese, it means darkness, or has two meanings actually. It could be like around, so such as the term like it's around 6. Actually, not time. I'm sorry. Japanese is somewhat confusing in this aspect. I'm going to talk over this because you can most likely read it, and if you're not going to read it, who gives a shit? So Kudai it can be darkness or like the absence of light, or because since we're going to go with the dark side character in this game, since it's a Bioware game, it allows you to choose your language options to make it either good or bad person. So we're going to go with the more evil, dark, and so, or Kudai could be like around $7. If something's like $6.95 in Japanese, you'd end the number with Kudai, and that'd be it's around this amount. Okay, so basically what this little intro said, Darth Malak was the apprentice of Darth Revan. Eventually, Darth Malak turned on Darth Revan, and he is now the Sith Lord, and now he has led his army above the planet Terrace, and he's in a war with the Republic ship. So now this is where the basis, and this is where we enter our official game.